the channel, something entirely different. We've got the Werewolf jungle version.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another unboxing and review. And today, we've got something totally out of my league, totally off the radar for me, something entirely different. So I have no idea what to expect here. As you guys know, I love action figures. I'm looking at action figures all the time, and every once in a while, there's third-party companies. There's many third-party companies. A lot of the stuff comes from, overseas, of course. And you see some of these things, you're like, wow, that looks really cool. That looks awesome. Well, you guys know old Kyle. He loves hairy bipedal creatures. So one night I'm just perusing the internet and I come across this werewolf figure. And this is the jungle version is the one I went with. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, this is really cool. It's like one of those things. I don't know what time you go to bed, but it was late. It was late at night. You're getting tired. You're getting sleepy. Maybe you're not in the best thought process, and you pull the trigger on something for like $60 that you just throwing money away, basically. Or it could be the greatest deal of all time. I guess I shouldn't go that way yet. But the glamour shots looked amazing on this jungle werewolf. We'll read the packaging, of course, here in a second, but the images looked amazing. But looking at it here in the package, I'm not sure if I got really what I thought I was getting. And that's usually more akin to bootleg items, which I don't think you can call this a bootleg item because it's not like a bootleg version of a Hasbro release, Mattel release, something like that. But it's definitely a little bit off the beaten path. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews in the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We'll do some werewolf comparisons at the end because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? But let's take a look at the packaging here. It says right on the top here, Monster File PM001 112 Werewolf Jungle version. Right on the top right there. I can't remember the manufacturer of this. Monster File maybe? PM100? I don't know, but there's the packaging. You can kind of see a werewolf's head right here. You got Werewolf Jungle version, of course. And then you get a little bit of a window box in there. It's packaging like I'm not used to. It's really import packaging is what it reminds me of because guess what? It is import packaging. On the side, you got some blurry jungle. Is the Predator in there? It kind of looks like the Predator's hiding in there maybe. Same thing on this side, just real blurry. Same thing on the bottom that we got on the top. And then the back, really nothing going on back here. It's just that blurry jungle background. You got a UPC for what, I'm not sure. And then it says, Monster File PM001 112 scale handmade figure werewolf jungle version. Forest werewolf standard version. Manufacturer Nanjing Longying Figures and Crafts Co. Oh, I love figures, but what I love even more? Crafts. Oh, I go down to Joanna's Fabrics or Hancock Fabrics or Michael's and oh, that's where my day begins. That's where my day begins. There it is right there, nothing going on. See you later, knocking things over. I don't know what I've gotten myself into. I might be in over my head here. We got the double plastic prison. Almost looks like, I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. See you later, off to the side. There's not a lot doing here, folks. Not a lot doing. And we're going to pull this out. So we got a stand. You guys know Kyle. I always appreciate a stand. So I like the idea of having a stand here. Figures just laying in the tray. See you later. Goodbye. All right. All right, what do we got? Well, first we'll look at this stand. So I'm guessing this just plugs in. It's got a little pull. It's got a little kind of dull grips on it. You plug that bad boy in, and you're off to the races. You got yourself a stand. Oh, going to stand right there. There it is. All right, well, now we get down to this guy right here. And he's got some little pieces of fabric going on. You got to kind of clean off him. I guess it does look better than I anticipated looking through the package. Does that make sense? But I don't know if it looks quite as menacing and crazy as it did in the glamour shots, but they always, make those glamour shots so much better than they actually are. But actually, this is all right. I don't mind this, actually. This is, I'm very relieved, I guess is the right word, because I really thought in the package, looking at it, I was like, gosh, with this blurry background, it looked like a very cheap way to go to market. But this is not terrible. Now, this is your 112 scale, which is similar to your Marvel Legends, Mattel Elites, somewhere in there. It's definitely in that scale pattern. But the articulation, I guess let's just start it. Let's just dig into this werewolf here. I'm kind of taken aback because I'm surprised at this, but we're going to start at the head. Got the big wolf-like ears because, hey, guess what? It's a werewolf. You got that going on. You got the menacing black eyes. Nice sculpt to the hair around the face. wild, like a wild wolf is exactly what that looks like. He does have a jaw, and I am happy to report the jaw does open. It does close. It's a little loose, but it does stay put. It does stay where it needs to be. It does have a head, so the head does move. You can move the top of the head, and then there's another piece underneath the head that moves. So it's almost like having two. You can move the neck, you can move the head, and then you get into the base of the body. Of course, being a werewolf, he does have clothes on, and his clothes torn, tattered, all that kind of stuff, like you would see a guy transforming into a werewolf. Really good, dirty, kind of grimed, ripped up soft goods on this one. I do like that. A lot of strategic cuts throughout this thing that make it look really, really good. Gosh, I'm very happy to report I like this a whole lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought I was taken for some money. Yeah, but then you get down to the gray. So it's gray fur throughout. You get down to the arms. It seems to be single. Let me see here. Single jointed. No, it is double jointed elbow. It's got a double jointed elbow on there. It is blocked a little bit by the cloth good, and it is ripped, so I didn't want to break that off, but it looks really good there. Then you get that fur throughout on the arms. Matches the head, matches everything. It's uniform. That's what we need. Got the big old werewolf hands. I love the attention to detail with the extra long fingers. There's nothing worse than a werewolf that just has human hands that got hairy. I like a little growth, like the American Werewolf in London when it starts growing. That's pretty cool, and we got a lot of that right here. Some big old meat paws or ham hocks, whatever we want to call him here, but he's got some nice hands. All kinds of rotations on a hinge, up, down, all around, side to side. Tons of articulation with these hands. Then you got the nice white, longer nails on this one. Little yellowish white, kind of grimy like a werewolf would be. You get waist. You get a little bit of a diaphragm, but not a ton of movement there, but a little bit. Enough to be dangerous, we'll call it. And then nothing at the waist. There's no ab crunch, anything like that. No thigh swivel, no bicep swivel, as I mentioned. We do get double jointed knees, so you can get him in some interesting positions. Same with the hands. The feet have the nice rocker to them, so you can move those all around. You can have him diving through the air. You can have him doing all kinds of stuff. But this is not bad. This isn't bad to display with your Marvel Legends. That's where my plan is. As we do know, it's been a long time. Back to the Toy Biz days. They had a werewolf, a Dracula, a Frankenstein. And I'm just not a Toy Biz Marvel Legends guy. But this guy will be able to go in with your Marvel Legends. You can kind of put him in there, hanging out with them. He does not have a foot stand, unfortunately, so he's not going to be able to stand on any stands. But I guess that's why we have this. I'm not sure how well this stand will work, though. It's awfully low. But I guess you put him kind of sitting on the stand is basically what he does. So that is a little interesting. But very, very cool. I gotta say, this beat my expectations. About the price point of 2 Marvel Legends figures, so you are paying up for this. It is import, of course. It is a much smaller production run as it would be. So you got some differences there. That's some of the price, how you justify the price on this. But I gotta say, I was really from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs. The packaging did nothing for me, but loose, this ain't so bad. And I love a good hairy bipedal creature, so I'm all in on this bad boy. He's got a good look to him. I can't complain. I am happy with my decision to purchase this, so can't ask for much more than that. But what you can ask for is a few comparisons. So let's grab a few things to compare this wolf to. All right, let's find some things to compare this werewolf jungle version to. And of course, why don't we start with old Lon Chaney? You guys know NECA, of course, the Wolfman here. Definitely a different take, a different thought process on a werewolf. This is way back in the day. Werewolf, kind of the beginnings of werewolf, really. But this is a little bit different, but it's still a werewolf. And they're not too bad in scale. They're about scale-wise. That works for me. It works not so bad. How about G.I. Joe Classified Timber? Of course, a timber wolf. See what I did there? We got that for a little comparison there. So you can say, hey, there's the wolf and there's the werewolf. So you got that going on. Put him over there. How about your standard Marvel Legends figure? I think that fits pretty well. I think that is where I'm planning on putting this guy. And I think he works well with the Marvel Legends crew. You could have him facing off with maybe the Incredible Hulk or Wolverine or Sabretooth or Doctor Strange or anything like that. He can marry well in different displays, and I'm going to find somewhere for him, not sure. But he's a little bit bigger than your standard Marvel Legends figure. I got Baron Zemo, the MCU version right here. So he looks pretty good against those guys, I think. I think that's a solid plan of attack that I have going on. And then, of course, the granddaddy werewolf of late here is the Howler, not the Howling. I wish they'd get Howling figures. I'd be okay with that. But this is American Werewolf in London, of course. the big werewolf here. So a little bit size difference. You get kind of all your varieties of werewolves right here. And even Mattel Elites. I guess I got old AJ Styles. Fits right in with the Mattel Elites. If you want to have a wrestler turn into a werewolf, well, you got your opportunity here too as well. But I am very happy to report I like this jungle werewolf. I don't know why a werewolf is in a jungle. I always think of it more in a woods than a jungle, but anything's possible when you're talking hairy bipedal creatures. They get on the move sometimes, and you never know where they might be. But very, very good werewolf. I'm not sure exactly where you can find this. I can't even remember what site I ordered this from, but if you search out jungle werewolf, you can probably find it on Google somewhere. I don't know if it's in stock somewhere. You can probably track it down, though, if you were so inclined. But I gotta say, I recommend this for what it is. I was very, very lowest of lows to the highest of highs. And pretty good. Articulation feels tight and nice. Coloring looks good. Just a winner. And sometimes you take a chance and sometimes it doesn't pay off. But in this case, for me, it did pay off. But what say you guys in the comments down below? Did you know about this thing? Have you had any plans to get this thing? Any thoughts on this werewolf? You guys put it down in the comments, of course. Of course, make sure you like this video. You made it this far, you might as well. You took a chance on me like I took a chance on this werewolf, some might say. Subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell. You know we're coming out with videos every single day. And then Patreon, of course, that's where all the magic happens on Patreon. About 20 videos at all time that haven't hit traditional YouTube. Get early looks, exclusive videos, all that kind of stuff. And most of all, you support the channel. Check out the Patreon, link in the description below. SirPaul64 is where you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for a little jungle werewolf, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.